On this episode of Puzzle About Polls, we learn how polling a sample of a larger population can produce useful results if we do it the right way. Consider, for example, a trip to the ice cream shop. If you wanted to sample a very large tub of ice cream, you'd be handed only a tiny spoonful. Still, most of us would trust that what is in the tiny spoon represents what is in the larger tub. Similarly, when it comes to public opinion polls, if we collect our sample in the right way, we know a lot about what's going on in the larger group. The right way, though, is the key here, and it hinges on two basic things: size and randomization. With respect to size, if we were still talking about ice cream, say Rocky Road, we'd want a sample that was big enough to include both nuts and marshmallows. When we are polling, we likewise want to make sure we have a big enough sample to pull in all the major demographic characteristics in our society. Randomization simply means that everybody has an equal shot at getting selected. Of course, even large random samples are sometimes imperfect. Despite our best efforts, we might get a higher percentage of females than we see in the population at large, or maybe we get too many people with a higher level of education. To account for these imperfections, we calculate the margin of error. The larger the margin of error, the more likely it is that our scoop does not contain marshmallow, or that the public opinion poll we conducted does not include your neighbor. To illustrate this, let's return to the ice cream. Suppose a newscaster announces that Rocky Road ice cream is 3 percentage points ahead of mint chocolate chip with the voters. But the margin of error, if it is, say, 5 percentage points, tells another story. Look at the overlap. The results are close. Indeed, the findings are within the margin of error, so we can't really be sure which treat is ahead. So when it comes to reports about the latest political poll, be sure to look for the size of the sample, whether or not the sample was collected at random, and consider those results in light of the margin of error. It matters. It helps us determine if the results are at all useful, or instead if we have a race that's simply too close to call.